go ahead and explain about that sign?
So this is the entrance to the Bellingham Makerspace inside the mall, and we made that sign here. We've made pretty much everything that's in here except the pieces of furniture ourselves. And as you can see, we've got 3D printing, woodworking. We'll go through the whole list on the inside of all the stuff we have available. But we're right next to Dick's Sporting Goods down in the corner, and we have a whole lot of fun stuff that people can do here. If you like making things, you can make stuff here. This is what we're all about. So we've got some paper art crafts that our director Mary's been working on. Over here on the left you see these are all examples of the type of projects that our members have made here. So, everything from little craft boards that you can move and kind of paint on.
Oh, whoa.
So those are fun. Here we've got woodworking stuff, things that you could make in the wood shop. Here we've got things that are done on our laser cutter. So everything from engraving glass to intricate little wooden cutouts to acrylic. And on this one we've got our examples of 3D printed materials, different 3D printing types.
I think the 3D printing is where I really became aware of Makerspace originally, a couple years ago, because 3D printing was so cutting edge at the time.
Yes, and we still have a lot of 3D printers we use. That's one of the most common tools that we use here. It gets a lot of use. And then we've got, again, more laser engraved stuff. This stuff was all made on the CNC machine. That's a milling machine that's computer controlled. And then there's some more art pieces down there. We've got some t-shirts that we made. And the mascot, of course, this is Belvedere, the Belling hamster. And then over on this side, we've got a little retail section where we actually have things for sale. So, for example, there's not really anywhere in town where you can just buy filament for 3D printers. So we wanted to fix that. And then little kits and things that you can take home, gifts for kids. Some water bottles and other things that we make here. And then this is sort of the front desk where we'll, greet people, sign people in, get people on tours. So for the members area back here, when you're a member or if you're here for a class, we've got all of our stations set around the edges. And as you can see here, we've got them all labeled. This is the 3D printing area, so we've got about 5 different 3D printers that are running different projects at different times. Get an example of this one in action right now. These are parts for one of our resident members that makes space sabers, and those will print out to look like the parts on the computer there. And then over here we've got our electronics station, which is where we do soldering, computer chip integration. There's a lot of oscilloscopes, and we've got signal generators and plenty of spare parts and all the kind of things you need to make circuits work. And then, let's see, over here we have our sort of sewing area. So sewing became pretty popular this summer. We were working with a lot of different groups that were sewing masks at home, and they were bringing the masks in here, and we were helping to distribute them around the county to places that they needed to go. And then we ended up with a bunch of donated sewing machines. We had a few already, but we got some more, and now we've got a whole area dedicated to sewing. And then these little stations here are actually little studios. So these are essentially for what we call resident members, and it's about an 8-foot by a 10-foot designated area where you can keep your stuff and you can work on things, and it comes with a solid work table, a chair, and a sort of a locking storage bench. And then we've got our sort of general work area around here, for just members to come in and work on projects. And then, we've got about 6 of these little mini studios. Only 2 of them are currently in use, so we are looking for more members and people that are interested in having some space. And then we've got our laser cutter. Laser cutter is a really powerful tool. We saw some examples of what can be made on that in the front. The vinyl cutter, this is really good for making signs. As you can see, all of the signs that we made around the space that are hanging were all made on on the vinyl cutter, and so was the sign out front. And then over here we've got some large format printers. We have a vacuum former, and we have a screen printing setup. So the screen printer is for making t-shirts and fabric, bags and things like that. Anything that you want to put art onto, and it's got essentially you can use up to 4 layers of different colors.
Nice.
To do screen printing. And then we'll take a quick peek back into the shop. So one of the really nice things about this particular location is that it has this division where we have what used to be a big storage area back here, and it's perfect for all of our woodworking and metalworking tools.
All the dusty stuff.
All the dusty, noisy, dangerous stuff
Yes.
back here. So as you can see, we've got a table saw, we've got a chop saw, we've got planer and joiner, and all the kind of typical woodworking tools. And then we also have a couple of CNC machines. So these are the, as you saw in front, with the names engraved onto the wood. This is run on a computer, and it's essentially a computer-based router that can allow for really elaborate cuts in wood that are more accurate than you can do by hand.
And don't end up with cuts in you.
Yeah, well,
Routers are tricky little guys.
And then over here we've got some metal working tools. We've got a shop task. This is a combination manual mill and metal lathe. And then another small manual metal lathe there, as well as grinders and a small sheet metal brake and some other saws and stuff. So we can cut aluminum and shape different types of metals. And then around the corner, as we go kind of figure 8 here, back into the beginning, around the corner here, we're back to the classroom. So this is also a really nice space to be able to have for offering classes, especially nowadays, because we have a large enough space that everyone can sit at essentially their own table. We're limiting class sizes right now to about 4 students and a teacher to try and keep, within the guidelines of the state.
That everybody's socially distanced.
Everybody can be socially
You can take a
distanced.
class and know that you'll be as safe as can be provided.
Yes, exactly. And everybody wears masks. We have to keep that up at all times. We also have our own little filtration systems in place for the air. And we sanitize things on a regular basis. So we're looking forward to getting more classes started. We've even got a little kids corner over there. So parents are here to take a class so kids can have a place to hang out and do stuff, or if they're here working on things. And right now we're essentially open for new members to sign up, and we're looking for more teachers. We're currently offering classes on most of the big tools, but there's also hundreds of different small craft projects and things people know how to do. And we'd love to be able to give people the chance to come in and teach their skills or whatever it is that they want to share. Because this is really what the Makerspace is all about. It's just sharing knowledge and having access to the tools that you need to make anything you want.
That's excellent. And it'll be nice because I know people want to get out of the house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
being able to,
and it's, you know, school being from at home now too, I think having a new place to come and learn, even if it's just for an hour or two a week, you know, a couple of classes here and there, small class sizes, I think would really help.
so what's your website address?
Website is BellinghamMakerspace.org. BellinghamMakerspace.org. And on the website you can find all the details, basically everything that I was just explaining. You can sign up for membership there, you can see the class schedule, and you can sign up for classes. You don't have to be a member to sign up for classes, but if you are a member, you can get classes at a discount. And you can also apply to volunteer because we are a nonprofit and we're a 501c3, and most of what makes this place work is the effort of volunteers that just love being part of the community.
Right, so a student, an artistic type student needing an internship
Yeah.
could
Yeah, exactly.
come and see you and say, I have these skills. And
Yep, and we'll put them to good use.
excellent.
And you can learn a lot more too.
Well, thanks for your time. This is an amazing opportunity for the community to get out and learn something new and exercise their own skills.
Oh yeah.
All right. Neato. Tell me about these sabers.
I'll let her
These
explain.
are contact sabers that we make for different people, and also for participation through a couple of little saber groups. But largely, these are contact sabers. These are nigh invincible. As Tony has said in the past over there, you will break your friends before you break these. They are aircraft and boat grade 6061 aluminum, polycarbon tubing, and a lot of little fun decorations, LED lights. These are basic quiet stunt sabers because they're made for fighting with as little break or problems they have. But we do these all the way up into putting very expensive flashy sound and light cards in these. Like some people of our group have lightsabers that can just change color wildly, like Jared does actually. He's one of the few. We actually, and we're hosting classes on making and labeling these. We've had Tony's had students come in and do it, and I help decorate, work with him, and then I work on my own style, making costume and armors and whatnot.
And folks, on the video, it's not showing up, but it is a very bright pink. There we go. When you wave it, it's more pink.
Yeah.
Thank you.